What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? You already know what it is. Ha! You have just entered the war zone. Now, enter this war room that we are in right now. And let's get to what's going on. We have a lot going on right now. I have a special guest for you today. I'm waiting for him to pull up. He's running just a little bit behind schedule. And we are talking about the Eastern Regional chairman for the new Black Panther Party, former Eastern Regional chairman for the new Black Panther Party. He will be joining us on this live because we have many, many topics to dive into, and I really find it to be extremely beneficial for you all. Also, we have Fat Joe on the loose. Fat Joe has ran away with Carmen San Diego. Fat Joe is nowhere to be found. We have the FBAs all over the YouTube streets, keeping the eye out for his whereabouts. We are not playing no games unless, if in case you didn't know, I know that is a lot of you who have been around my black people for many years now, but you have not seen us in at wartime. You have not seen us stimulated. You are now just beginning to see us get stimulated. You see Black Lives Matter leading up to the White House. You don't see any other group like that. You see it says Black Lives Matter on the floor leading up to the White House. And I'm talking about huge, bold letters in the middle of the ground in the street in Washington, D.C., leading up to the White House. That's the strength of a black man. Not saying that that's all we want, but hey, that's something nice. It's not bad, to just put up there. We'll take that also. There's many more things you're going to do, but we'll take that for right now. Like you're going to paint the damn White House black at some point. It's going to be called the Black House at some point because we were here first, dear people. I guarantee you, you think that we were brought here. We were conditioned to think that. So there won't be a time where we come back and ask or demand what we are owed, and not just demand what we are owed through reparations, restoration. Before the Constitution, there was our Constitution, the black man and woman's Constitution. This is our land. I bet you didn't know that, but this is our land. I'm going to bring on a special guest today to further back up that notion. Um, One more thing, I want to. I'm going to dive into with Tariq Nasheed. Right, I'm gonna play this video with Tariq Nasheed. I want y'all to rock with me on it. Tariq Nasheed is getting after all of these non-FBAs, and I want to. The reason why I want to highlight this because I want you to deep dive into the mind of African that's not American, into the mind of a Hispanic who's not American. Okay, I want you to literally dip into their mind and see what we are up against and see why we are going to have to start now really truly paying attention to this stuff because I know a lot of my people have not been black conscious. That's okay because we've had warriors like myself and others out here still grounding and pounding when it was not popular. We were still grounding and pounding when it was not popular. I was throwing food and clothing drives in the street, organizing in the street, putting black men in office, city council. Yeah, I was doing all of that, feeding thousands of families out of my own pocket, mind you, with no help of the government or receiving tax breaks or anything. Now, before I play the Tariq video, I want you to see what a true champion in black man, or hear what a true champion in black man sounds like. Okay, when he is in the face of his enemy. You Hispanics, most of you are not standing up like the way I'm going to show you Mr. Muhammad Ali stands up. Okay, this is FBA. This is our forefathers. This is the strength and power in which we come from. Here you go.
and all of you white boys are breaking your neck to get to Switzerland and Canada and London. I'm not going to help nobody get something my Negroes don't have. If I'm going to die, I'll die now, right here fighting you. If I'm going to die, you my enemy. My enemies are white people, not Viet Congs or Chinese or Japanese. You my opposer when I want freedom. When I want justice. You my opposer when I want equality. You won't even stand up for me in America for my religious beliefs, and you want me to go somewhere and fight, but you won't even stand up for me here at home.
Mind you, Ali is surrounded by a sea of white people while he's saying this. They have microphones all stuffed in his face, and he is relentless. True champion. This is what we come from. This is the ilk we come from. Fighters, defiant, no matter how many of them is in front of us and all around us. This is the mark of true champions. This is why you are in a war room. If you are not war ready, you will be war ready. In a few sessions with me, trust me, you will be mentally prepared. Also, I am a boxing champion. Also, I am signing a record deal with Hood Hop Music Group. That's Jaquan. Put the free. I know you know. If you don't know, now you know. Everybody in the club get tipsy. I know you know that song. Everybody in the club get tipsy. Throw the champagne bottles in the chat for me, or throw them or put bottle in the chat for me if you know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about. Now we're gonna move on because I want you to hear Tariq Nasheed. I want you to air with Tariq Nasheed, as to say, with all of these non-FBAs coming at his top, but he's holding it down. And the beautiful thing is, you're going to hear Tommy Sayo. I always get his name wrong, but Tommy, who has always had issues with Tariq, watch him back his FBA brother up, because no matter what, we can all have differences, but when it comes to our lineage and when it comes to larger causes than your personal gripes and beefs, you're going to have to look past that. You know what I mean? So check this out.
And all of those guys.
Okay.
So yeah,
he agrees with Trump. But
also,
do you see right
Ben
now who to be the president of America?
So Israel doesn't stop somebody from being a damn white supremacist or suspected white supremacist. That's
okay. You can't be.
That's my point.
Wait,
that's my point, sir.
That's stupid to think that you can be a supremacist. Okay, but
you haven't talking about Israel. There are black people. There are black Jews talking about white supremacy in Israel. So what are you talking about?
No Zionist believes that blacks are really even Jews.
Sir, you have Ethiopian Jews going to Israel complaining about white supremacy. So
sure, you just
what are you talking about Israel for as if you can't be a white supremacist? What are you talking about?
Great. Is Ben Shapiro a white supremacist, Tariq?
He's a suspected white supremacist.
No,
yes.
Not suspected. Is yes or no?
I suspect that he is.
You suspect it? Why?
Because of his anti-black views and his allegiance and his being around a lot of other white supremacists.
His allegiance to what?
Being around other white supremacists.
Being around? Okay, but what does he show allegiance? Tariq, what does he show allegiance to?
And his anti-black racism.
Great. Anti-black. What does he show allegiance to?
Other anti-black racists.
Okay, do you think that's his undying allegiance? What is the country he can return to?
Yes, a lot of you have an undying allegiance to anti-black racism.
Okay. No one has an undying allegiance to that. It's either a country or supremacy, right?
No,
Jewish supremacy, that they believe they're the chosen
Jewish
people.
Supremacy?
It says that in their book. That's what Ben Shapiro shows allegiance, not
no.
white people, not anti-black.
No, it's white supremacy.
Ben Shapiro shows allegiance to Israel. That's why he wants Netanyahu.
He shows his allegiance to anti-black racism. It's anti-black racism, which
Chat, can you hear me? Throw something in the comment section if you can hear me real quick. Let me throw this link on there for you. Hey, Ramon, Sefu, can you hear me? Oh, you can hear me? Okay, bet. Yo, I'm dropping this chat. I'm dropping this link. I'm dropping this link in the chat. If y'all want to come up, come on up. Let's get it. If y'all want to come up, come on up. You could be disrespectful. This is the war zone. They be like, yo, watch your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Don't be saying this. Don't be saying that. Man, it's the war zone, man. You don't have to watch your mouth, man. Express yourself here on this platform. Don't play around with it. You know, express yourself. No matter if you feel like you disagree with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with that. I really am. Now, let's get back to Tariq. Let's go. Because I want y'all to hear this. Listen to the way he's being attacked, all because we want to change our name. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Rafe, you could come on up, Rafe. You could come on up whenever you're ready, Rafe. Rafe Love TV. It's a fact. Hold on, let me put this on for you real quick.
You know, something very interesting, Tariq. I find it very problematic that you can't distinguish the difference between the two.
It's only
Hold on. Let me just.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay,
And I'm gonna tell you why.
okay, if there's Jewish supremacy, how come the black Jews don't have no supremacy?
There's no such thing as a black Jew. You Israel.
Oh my God! Really?
There's no such thing as a black Jew.
Really?
What? No.
What?
No, there's no such thing.
Let me explain.
Talmud. They have a specific ethnicity.
Sneeko is a product of the United. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all can't let these white fragile men like really indoctrinate y'all.
Jacasta, let me
Hold on.
I just got a light bulb. Just
wait. Hold on. No. We gotta unpack that. There's no such thing as a black Jew. We gotta unpack that. Can we please unpack that?
Okay, we will in a second.
Can we please?
Not in this thing. Just let Myron go. Please.
All I was gonna say was because I
there's black Jews who don't have no supremacy nowhere. But go ahead.
Okay, that's fine. So what I'm trying to say with that is this: I think what you're conflating as white supremacy. A lot of the time can also be is actually really Jewish supremacy.
Then how come the black Jews don't have
the white? Okay, the white supremacists that you're talking about, like with the KKK hoods, and that's my point, bro. Because you don't even
no, those are white extremists. That's not white supremacy are the judges, lawyers, prosecutors, teachers. Come on,
Tariq, man.
Come on,
relax,
no, I'm very.
Let me finish my sentence,
I'm
please.
very relaxed.
No, you're like hopping up. You want to let me finish the sentence, man?
I'm chilling and relaxed.
No, you're not.
I'm chilling like you're chilling back in Sudan.
No, he's sweating right now. He's sweating.
Chat. Hey, chat. Chat, can you hear me, chat? Can you hear me out there? Am I coming in clear? Chat, can you hear me, chat? Am I coming in clear? Are you hearing the video? I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties, just a little bit, a tad. I've been moving some things around, so if you could bear with me. But if you could let me know if you. Oh, I wasn't seeing the comments. It says cool at work. Rafe said cool at work, listening with my earbuds. Let's get it, Rafe. Rafe, let's go. You know what I mean? You're going to be extremely excited and motivated while you're at work. So you know it's going to be like you're not at work because you're being poured with power and dumped with nothing but sheer pure energy. Now let's go. Ramon, you said yes, we can hear you. Okay, Ramon, y'all can hear the video and all that. It said Ramon said the real question is how was the originally well melanated and now they're non-melanated? He said the real question is how was, I think you're trying to say that they were originally melanated and now they're not melanated. I think that's what you're asking. Well, I see it right here, but if you could put that in better context, that would be great. And please do me a favor. Tell me if y'all can hear the video. I'm playing the video right now. Tell me if you can hear the video, please. I'd appreciate it. Thank you so kindly.
That
you're referring to when we think of white supremacists, we're thinking of the crazy.
Oh, that ain't white. No.
But so you can argue this way. If he says that's not what I'm talking about, you can't keep saying, but let's argue what I'm thinking about. Let him tell you what white supremacy is to him, and then argue it.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that in general, when people think about white supremacists, thinking about the Klan, etc.
I hope I said your name right.
You look at a guy like a Henry Ford, etc. These white supremacists that black people, they're holding us down, etc. These guys are extremely critical of Jews. I think we need to make a delineation between Jewish supremacy, aka a lot of these Zionists, and then white supremacy, which is what you're referring to, like the.
All right, now let me answer that. Let me answer that. You do have a point. You do. I will say this. That's the point.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Now I will say that. A lot of the extreme white supremacists, a lot of them don't like Jewish people. They actually don't like white Jewish people. They do have a problem. I know some people in the alt-right, they don't like Ben Shapiro. But here's the problem. When the white supremacist Anglos and the white supremacist Jewish people get together, they all hate us. And that's all that matters.
You think it's about black people?
It all gets on anti-black racism. They all get on code against us. So their distinctions between each other don't mean a damn thing to me. That's why I look at all of them the same way. Does that make sense?
I see your perspective, but what I will say is this:
what you're saying might just be
Jewish
true.
People.
I believe. Yeah, I'm not even disagreeing. Yeah, there might be ethnic differences. Of course, there's ethnic differences.
Yeah,
I believe that wholeheartedly. Irish people weren't even considered white until much later. Greek people weren't even considered white until the 1920s. Yeah, a lot of people weren't even considered white. But once they did,
but what I'm saying
when they were led into whiteness, when they were able to classify themselves as white, altogether was anti-black racism, and that's the problem. So I don't.
Now, Chet, did you just hear that? That's very important because, and during my research, I do recall when the Polish people were coming over here in droves, right? After like the 40s, right? When the Polish people were coming over here in droves after the 40s, guess who were calling the Polish people niggers? The Irish, I'm sorry. When the Irish people were coming over here in droves, the Irish were coming over here in droves, and the Italian man was coming over here in droves. Okay. Especially around like the Boston Tea Party era time. Also, guess who was called niggers? Guess who they were referring to as niggas? The Italian was called the nigger because the Italian man is really that the Sicilian mafia man, that one that you like to call the mafia. His Sicilian roots are African. They have been conquered and took over for 800 years by King Hannibal. Look it up. King Hannibal. King Hannibal is the reason why we know how to guide and manage elephants. King Hannibal is the reason why we know how intelligent elephants are. And elephants have I believe one of the best memories out. They have better memories than humans, elephants. Okay. And we went behind Italy thought we were going to come through Rome to attack them. We went through the Alps mountains through the back, where it was like virtually impossible.
and they left it unguarded because they were like, how can an army can't get through this? But our Black army did, and we conquered Sicily. That's why none of the Italians, like the Calabrese and all of the other races in Italy do not like the Sicilians. They're looked upon as Black. And then the Sicilians come over here and then call us nigga. Ain't that something, y'all? Ain't that something? So you were classified as nigga a few short years ago, dear brothers. I'm talking about the Italian man and the Irish man was called nigga. So what's up with that? And like Tariq just said, they all at some point, because they were going to war at one point. It was the Irish against the Italians big time at one point. Okay. And now they all came together under one white nation because they're all identified here as white on paper. They were not identified as white before. Now they are identified as white. And this is what we are saying. The Spanish man or the Hispanic man is upset because they were removed under the classification of white. Because at one point they were under the classification of white and they were removed. Now let's move back to what they have to say, Tariq Nasheed.
Don't have the luxury.
I'm going to have to disagree with you, Tariq, with the Jews.
And I'm going to tell you why. Little different ethnicities under the.
I got to answer that real quick. Karat, I hope I'm saying that right. You said Karat. The Moors too. Actually, the Eastern chairman for the new Black Panther Party, for the former Eastern new Black Panther Party chairman, who's going to be coming on tonight. He is actual Moor, and he's going to be breaking down some things for you. I think that you really all will want to hear. Seriously, it's going to blow your mind, and it's going to take all of that back and make you feel much better about yourselves. Because you think that you're an alien to this land when we are really, this is our land. It's not, this is our land because we were the first slaves to come here. No, my man, we were here before the white man, dear brothers and sisters. These are all facts, and the Moors are going to the world court now as we speak. They're gearing up to go to the world court because we don't just want reparations. We want restoration, and restoration is before this constitution that we have right now. And because before the constitution that we have right now, we were recognized by Morocco as the blacks here in America, recognized as the first state country here in America. We, black man and woman, we were recognized before this current government that you know right now. Okay, before George Washington. Yes. And all of it has been suppressed, and you don't know that, but it's all coming back out. And then we got people pushing this Pan-Africanism in our faces, trying to make us concede to the fact that we were not here. Yes, there were Africans brought here. Yes, there was. But there were, listen, let's get back to Tariq, man. I could deep dive. So Ramon Sefu said, that's why, what you said? Let me see what you said. You said, that's why it's rare to find an Italian with blue eyes and blonde hair. I mean, listen, it's rare to find the Sicilians. You have to ask them their name. I've already done my research. I'll be asking all these Italians. I've done my research, and I'm around them. So you have to ask them their nationality. What are you? We know you're Italian, but you have to ask them, what are you? Are you Sicilian? Are you Calabrese? So that's how you break that down. Ramon said even English language is not an old. You said it's not an old. Not even Old English. You said even the English language is not even Old English. You said it's not. I'm not sure about that. You can school me on that, because I'm not going to act like I know that in that context or understand it in the way you're trying to say it. And Kawek said for sure. And so you said for sure, and you said it right. Facts. Thanks, Kawak. I hope I'm saying your name right. And if I'm not, tell me to try some new ways to say it seriously. Kawat, because that's what it looks like. Kawat. We have real Rafe Love TV. Yo, Rafe Love, I did drop that link for you. Just letting you know, I did drop that link. People try to come at Tariq because they think he's the leader. Correct. But we all feel just like him. FBA on code and we standing and we don't fold. Huh? Talk about it. Huh? Ramon said we was traversing the seas in the time of Solomon. Yes. There's documentation. We have boats, man. There's documentation. There's boats and all of that was made. There's documentation. We had railroads. Okay, railroads. There, people. We had railroads. And they just tricked us and got us thinking that. And a lot of it, they got us thinking that we built it. Under the auspices of their supervision, when it was built before they got here. And then they trick us. Remember, you just come onto the planet. You don't know what's going on. You only know what people are telling you. Just like in North Korea, their God is supposed to be their dictator. These are facts. That's Jin Kun-um. That's not the one that's in power now. It's his father that they worship as their Bible, literally. Like we have Bibles over here, and they allow Bibles and things. And Qurans over here. No, you can't do that in North Korea. But all they know is what they know. You understand? Come on now. Come on. And the North Koreans have been battling the South Koreans for eons, and they're still at war right now. Come on now. And the North Koreans took over, that regime took over years and years ago, Jin Kun-um, years and years ago. And before him, his people right now don't know what they studied really like that before him. All they know is Jin Kun-um. And that is Jesus to them, is what I'm telling y'all. And what I'm telling y'all, like I've been telling y'all in all of my streams, when you're going to come here, you're going to learn warfare. If you do not destroy the lesser of or the minority wins the war, whether they are not living good or not. Okay, so here we go. Let's go to Tariq. Let's go to Tariq. Tariq is not the leader. You're correct. Tariq ain't even trying to. Tariq just doing his thing, and when he see bullshit, he called it out. He saw you trying to say it was 50-50 hip hop. Nah, he called that bullshit straight out.
So
go ahead.
So let me respond. I just got a light bulb. Just wait.
Hold on.
We will in a second.
Can we please unpack? Please.
We will.
You want to fixate on the most monotonous things. Just let Myron go.
All I was gonna say was because I think this is very important that you don't distinguish the difference between Jewish supremacy versus white supremacy.
Because there's black Jews who don't have no supremacy nowhere. But go ahead. Okay,
that's fine. Explaining as white supremacy a lot of the time can also is actually really Jewish supremacy.
Then how come the black Jews don't have
the white? Okay, the white supremacists that you're talking about, like with the KKK hoods and everything else, like that.
Babbling,
say
this is babbling.
Hold on. Let me finish my point, bro. Because you don't even
because you're babbling.
The white supremacists that you're talking about, the Klan members, the Grand Wizards,
those are white extremists. White supremacy are the judges, lawyers, prosecutors, teachers. Come on,
Tariq, man.
Come on,
relax.
No, I'm very.
Let me finish my sentence,
I'm
please.
very relaxed.
No, you're like hopping up. Let me finish the sentence, man.
I'm chilling.
Right. He's
the
sweating.
white supremacists. Of white supremacists, we're thinking of their crazy.
But if he's telling you that's not what he's talking about, Myron, you do have to let him tell you what he's talking about so you can argue his point. It's not fair for you to say this. I think this way. If he says that's not what I'm talking about, you can't keep saying, but let's.
When people think about white supremacists, thinking about the Klan, etc. These guys, you look at supremacists, like was they're holding us down, etc. These guys are extremely critical of Jews. I think we need to make a delineation between Jewish supremacy, aka a lot of these Zionists, and then white supremacy, which is what you're referring to, like the
all right. Now let me answer that. Let me answer that. You do have a point. You do. I will say this. That's the point.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Now I will say that a lot of the extreme white supremacists, a lot of them don't like Jewish people. They actually don't like white Jewish people. They do have a problem. I know some people in the alt-right, they don't like Ben Shapiro. But here's the problem. When the white supremacist Anglos and the white supremacist Jewish people get together, they all hate us, and that's all that matters.
You think it's about black people?
It all gets on anti-black racism. They all get on code against us. So their distinctions between each other don't mean a damn thing to me. That's why I look at all of them the same way. Does that make sense? Of course there's ethnic differences.
Yeah.
I believe that wholeheartedly. Irish people weren't even considered white until much later. Greek people weren't even considered white until the 1920s.
Yeah.
They classified themselves as white. The common thread that bonded them all together was anti-black racism, and that's the problem. So I don't have the luxury
to disagree with you, Tariq.
So we distinguishing their little different ethnicities under the banner of whiteness, it means no difference because they're all offensive to me.
So
go ahead, Tom.
So let me respond to that, Tariq. Let me respond to that. Let me respond to that, because this is where I'm going to disagree with you. You're saying that they are all anti-black. I disagree. The Jews were actually critical in the civil rights movement with funding it, helping the NAACP get forward. Jews were instrumental in the civil rights movement with funding it and standing behind it. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason why is because Jews historically have been an oppressed people, and they understand that open borders, that liberal mindsets, and democratic governments are better for their bottom line, because a lot of Jews want a one world government. Now,
let me answer that though. All right, in the night, because you have Jewish people who are white who are not racist. You have Jewish people who are white who are anti-black racists. In the 60s, there were some Jewish people.
Jewish people are not white. Stop saying that.
All right, but
they're not white.
You had Jewish people like the Levitt brothers who created the modern suburbs, and they put in their contracts that you couldn't have black people. These were white only. If these Jewish people had Jewish supremacy, they said, we want white only, no black people in these suburbs. Many of those stores that were discriminating against black people during the civil rights era, those were Jewish-owned stores. Many of those slumlords who owned those buildings that black people were complaining about, these were anti-black Jewish people. So you had anti-black Jewish people, you had pro-black Jewish people, but the
So this is the thing, right? When you hear Tariq, talk about the Jewish people, or not, you hear the other guys talk about the Jewish people, and I believe that was Myron Gaines. Myron Gaines is a ex-Fed, and he is a African from Sudan, but he fled his homeland to come here, and then toots his nose up at us, okay? And he's the guy that's talking about, the Jews and all of that, but the Jews was instrumental in helping us during the civil rights. No, my man, you got it totally wrong. And this is what I don't understand. They just throw things out there without truly reading all of the history. Okay, this is why you always have to check your actual facts. Okay, he's wrong. We helped the Jews. Okay, the Jews came to us for help. Okay, the Jews were hurt. Excuse me, can you tell me this? The Jews came over in about 1950, right? Somewhere in there, right? Because remember, they were just getting broke the freak up, allegedly by Hitler and them in 1940. So please help me, y'all. Help me. You have a people that have been here in their homeland, the blacks. So the Jews came over here after being broke up with no money. Remember how they didn't even have money. They just was in World War II in the 1940s. We were here in the 60s. So we talking about the 60s, right? You talking about the civil rights movement, which was the 50s, 60s. Okay. The Jews came over here when? In the 50s. When did World War II end? 1945, right? 1945. Hitler was taken out, but World War II was not over by 1945, because remember, you had the Hiroshima bomb that was dropped in Japan.
Okay, so it wasn't over. So what I'm saying is, roughly 1950, we had got some stabilization over here, I'd say, in America after World War II. So the Jews started migrating. These Jews, I guess, from Germany started to migrate right over here when they were once they were liberated out of the camps. They so-called camps that they were in for 6 years. They were liberated, brought over here. How in the world did they help us? How did they help us? What money did they have? No, you got it wrong. You can look on YouTube. You can look on. You can look at books. We helped the Jews, and then they got into power, and then turned their back on us, just like all these other ethnicities do. That's what happened. And guess what? We give the Jews reparations right now. We gave them land that's not even theirs. And why didn't, if you want to give the Jews land so bad, why didn't y'all turn around and just give the Jews land in Germany? Why are they in freaking Africa? That's like saying, we, the black man over here, not saying give us a homeland, give us our homeland, in Europe. We're saying just give us our damn land, or give us our reparations, just like you gave the Jews land and reparations and resources, and you're still helping them, and you went up against the world court right now for Israel. Right now, Netanyahu has a warrant out for his arrest by the world court, by the so-called highest court in the world, so-called, but America is the highest court in the world. There's nothing bigger than that. They showed that on a world stage. But let's go. Let me just get to this chat real quick for see what's going on up in the war room right now. See how he tried to establish Tariq to be aggressive. This is what they do, the tricks that they do to us. You realize it, or you all FBAs, you realize it at the workplace. You realize it when you go out there with friends and you socialize. You realize it when you go to the stores. This is what we're going through in a collective, and you know that. I don't want to hear that from these other, oh, y'all always crying, and they always saying, oh, y'all always lazy. We always lazy. No. You've been brought over here for cheap labor. You have been brought over. It's in the freaking books. It's all in the text. It's in the Constitution. Why y'all came over here? And then when you came over here, the men had, when they were 18, they have to go into our military and fight. That's the only reason we let you over. Well, one of the reasons when we started to let you over here, but we let you over here because your land was where we would get extra funds. Period. Your land was the land of sugarcane, the land of where we would get sugar from. Period. From Puerto Rico, port of riches, and you're flaunting the name that basically, you're saying it says port of riches. We don't want the name that was given to us. We are changing our name, and we are putting a name and a label on our identity, because we do have an identity. We've been had a culture. This is our land that everybody is attempting to flood the gates to get to. Point blank, period. You said so. Ramon said that's so-called white Jew, right? He be on the white side in prison. Thank you. See, I'm so glad, because Ramon, there's so many people that don't know about prison and jail life. They don't, so they can't understand. When you've been to jail, you will really understand the world the way it really is. And you will understand who is against the black man. And guess who's against the black man, y'all? Everybody. Every fucking ethnicity you can think about. You learn that when you get in jail. You learn that. That's why we are on the Spanish man's head right now. All of the real ones are online now. We weren't before. That's why we building it up now. We getting it up now. And do me a favor, now that I think about it, smack that like button. That'd be a great salute for me. I'd greatly appreciate that. You say they socialize. Let me get back to I'm gonna get back to the chat, but let's get back to Tariq, because it's interesting on how they attempt to attack him. I'm glad you brought that up. Watch how they do it. What and and notice this. No, chat, notice this, chat. Chat, notice this with Tariq. No, chat, notice this with Tariq. Notice this, right? When I'm gonna put it on right now, but notice this. Tariq is cool as a fan, and everybody is attacking him. The only one that's defending him is his other fellow FBA man was his enemy for years. But he's defending him because he understands it's bigger than your personal gripes that y'all have going on as far as the blacks. When it's war time, we all link up, but we are warriors. We don't, let me get back to Tariq. I got so many points for that, man, to break their whole shit up when they come to us. Let's go.
Black ones, they fall under the banner of white supremacy too. See how that works?
Yeah, but there's definitely a strong amount of them that supported blacks and funded the civil rights movement.
And there were some that were oppressed.
Why are y'all not listening? If y'all are trying to make the argument that Jews subvert things, it's just really hard to listen to y'all make the argument when y'all say, I can't wait to get him here. Then when y'all get him.
Okay, now that's Tommy. I always say his name wrong. It's Tommy Sayota. Put his name in the chat if you know who I'm talking about. But he is the FBA brother who is defending Tariq right now. He really want to scold Tariq, but he can't. He can't try. He can't even. He could if he want to, but he's showing that he's not really a house Negro bootlicker, even though we kind of was feeling that sort of way sometimes, I guess, about certain people like that. But he's showing you he's not a bootlicker. He's showing you he's standing up, and that's what most black people do. If you attempt to fuck with another black person and you are outside of his race, and even if they're enemy, guess what the fuck gonna happen? They are going to stand up together for real. And even if they don't stand up together, the other black person is not going to be feeling that what you're doing to his fellow black FBA. We're really like that. And I'm glad y'all always feel like we don't stand up. Oh, y'all don't do this. You blacks, y'all lazy, and y'all don't stand up for another. Watch what's about to happen now, motherfuckers. We are coming like a fucking train that can't be stopped. We didn't beat, white supremacy didn't beat us, because you got to understand we had a war that has not been televised, but we had a war before this Constitution. We blacks were here before those damn whites, man. Leave me the freak alone, man. Let's go.
Then why wouldn't you just acknowledge they subverted that whole movement too? That some of the
whiteness.
Go ahead, Tom. So let me respond to that, Tariq. Let me respond to that. Let me respond to that, because this is where I'm going to disagree with you. You're saying that they are all anti-black. I disagree. The Jews were actually critical in the civil rights movement with funding it, helping the NAACP get forward. Jews were instrumental in the civil rights movement with funding it and standing behind it. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason why is because Jews historically have been an oppressed people, and they understand that open borders, the liberal mindsets and democratic governments are better for their bottom line, because a lot of Jews want a one world government. Now,
let me answer that though. All right, in the night,
sure, go ahead.
Because you have Jewish people who are white who are not racist. You have Jewish people who are white who are anti-black racists. In the 60s, there were some Jewish people.
Jewish people are not white. Tariq, stop saying that.
All right, but
they're not white.
You had Jewish people like the Levitt brothers who created the modern suburbs, and they put in their contracts that you couldn't have black people. These were white only. If these Jewish people had Jewish supremacy, they said, we want white only, no black people in these suburbs. Many of those stores that were discriminating against black people during the civil rights era, those were Jewish-owned stores. Many of those slumlords who owned those buildings that black people were complaining about, these were anti-black Jewish people. So you had anti-black Jewish people, you had pro-black Jewish people, but the anti-black ones, they fall under the banner of white supremacy too. See how that works?
Yeah, but there's definitely a strong amount of them that supported blacks and funded the civil rights movement.
And there were some that were oppressed.
Why are y'all not listening? If y'all are trying to make the argument that Jews subvert things, it's just really hard to listen to y'all make the argument when y'all say, I can't wait to get him here. Then when y'all get him here, y'all keep letting him off the hook. If you're telling people that Jews subvert people, then why wouldn't you just acknowledge they subverted that whole movement too? That some of them back blacks, some of them back the whole white side. It's like y'all just can't say it.
But Tommy, historically they back both sides, Tommy.
Yeah.
Huh?
Historically they back both sides. That's just what.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But they won't. It's like the people are trying. Like, listen, I'm not the fan of Tyreek. But I hate when people argue a fallacy with someone and then they let him off, and then they wonder how they got him off. Because what you're arguing is you refuse to acknowledge the other side. If your argument is that Jews subvert things, why would you then argue with Tyreek when he's telling you they subverted this? Why would you argue that?
Because he just understood that it's a different ethnicity. He doesn't realize that.
No, he did it. He said
I acknowledged it. I acknowledged it.
Okay, what he's also overestimating. Hold on, I don't know if anybody caught this.
Bad faith.
I acknowledged it. Yeah,
okay,
a lot of white people come from different ethnic backgrounds.
Okay, but
when they all get together,
that's where y'all should have now want to see it.
He keeps saying that. He keeps saying that they're from different ethnic backgrounds. They're not white. Jews are not white people.
But they're classified as white.
But he did point out how they would be white supremacists if they didn't like your black ass.
But you're not seeing where he doesn't understand. It's like they're classified that within the group because they want to be undercover as white people to divide white and black people to have. That's what you don't seem to understand. You're also overestimating the anti-black racism. That's the smallest problem. See, you're here with
not.
It's not. That's why you're here with the suit in your profile picture. Tommy's wearing a suit. The majority of black Americans, they wear their pants sagging. They wear bras. They're out there with red hair because they subverted hip hop culture.
So here we go with these tropes again.
Let me explain.
Okay, the majority.
Zionists made black culture through hip hop to make it degenerate, and that's why you're a millionaire up here.
Chat, do you hear this guy? That guy right there, his name's Suki or something like that. He is an Asian guy of Asian descent from the Philippines. Do you see how they feel about us? That's why I said when our people are in jails, it's literally hell on earth in there. I mean, you have no idea. And then you want to come at the New York City FBAs? Brothers and sisters, they are the straw that have been turning the drink. They have been making it go down. Without the FBAs in New York, the way they've been holding it down, brothers and sisters, brother, I mean, y'all would have been so upset. Y'all should be proud of us, of all the ethnicities that have been put around us and not around you all. And do me a favor, y'all, drop where are y'all from? Drop where y'all from. I want to know where you're from. I want to know where Karat is from. I want to know where Rafe Love is from. I want to know where Crew is from. Crew, where you from? Crew Royalty. You was on yesterday, trying to get at me and all that, but it's all love. I had to shake your boots yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Where you from, bro? You know what I'm saying? But look how this Philippine is about to attack and call us all names, and they do this on a regular. They come up with, it's like this projected saying that you have to say when you come to America. Oh yeah, the blacks over there, the niggas over there, they lazy and they don't help nobody. And oh yeah, nigga, watch what's about to happen to all of y'all. All of y'all getting the rude awakening right now, brothers and sisters. All of my FBAs, I just seen the FBAs all on the Twitter streets and all of that. They are rocking and rolling. They talking about where's Fat Joe, looking for him. They looking for him. Freak out of my damn face. Let's look. Let's go.
With Tyreek when he's telling you they subverted this. Why would you argue that?
Because he just understood that it's a different ethnicity. He doesn't realize that.
Tommy is standing
up.
No,
he did it. He said
I acknowledged it. I acknowledged it.
Okay, what he's also overestimating. Hold on, I don't know if anybody caught this.
Bad faith.
I acknowledged it. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of white people come from different ethnic backgrounds.
Okay, but
when they all get together,
that's where y'all should have now stuck. Once he
keeps saying that. He keeps saying that they're from different ethnic backgrounds. They're not white. Jews are not white people.
But they're classified as white.
But he did point out how they would be white supremacists if they didn't like your black ass.
But you're not seeing where he doesn't understand. It's like they're classified that within the group because they want to be undercover as white people to divide white and black people to have ultimate control. That's what you don't seem to understand. And you're also overestimating the anti-black racism. That's the smallest problem. See, you're here with
not. It's not.
That's why you're here with the suit in your profile picture. Tommy's wearing a suit. The majority of black Americans, they wear their pants sagging. They wear bras. They're out there with red hair because they subverted hip hop culture.
So here we go with these tropes again.
Let me explain.
Okay, the majority.
Zionists made black culture through hip hop to make it degenerate, and that's why you're a millionaire up here, and you're not giving away your money for reparations because they use hip hop culture
I give my
to make
money
black
away.
people think of themselves as victims forever. It's anti-black
Why
racism.
should I give my money away?
Is the smallest issue of their problems. All they know that they can control through culture to keep people at the bottom. Anti-black racism is the smallest of their issues.
So why don't y'all stay the fuck out of my culture, right? And stop perpetuating the worst of it, right? If you're not of it, right? Stick to your ethnicity, right? Whatever shithole country you come from, whatever failed government, right? And stay into that, right?
Well, I was born in America.
I don't give a fuck where you were born. You have a
fled
culture
from
and
Europe,
an ethnicity, right? You have a culture and ethnicity. That's real.
Hold the fuck up. Oh man, hold the fuck up. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. I gotta get that back. Hold up. Hold up, y'all. Hold up 1 second. Get that back. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Chat, I'm about to end this live stream and I'm gonna jump back on in literally 10 minutes because I have been having some technical difficulties. I have some new instruments here and I'm just learning it right now. And I want to pick back up where we just left off with Tariq and the FBA's battling all of the other ethnicities because this is important and I want you all to really see what's going on. And I need my dudes that have been in the pen, who have been in jail and know that jail life to come back in 10 minutes to get on this stream so I can hook it back up. Okay. I love you all except for the ones I don't. Peace out. Come back in 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Let's go. 10 minutes.